Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson, and Lord willing, share a few articles with you, Akiyam and Akwath, pretty much zeroing in on some of the evils being produced by the devil that the Bible speaks of, whom is none other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And this lesson was inspired by a lesson I was watching earlier today while I was at the plantation by the elder Yashawamba, his latest news and prophecy. He brought out some information, where these damn devils are contaminating the food, man. The meat, the beef, the chicken, the vegetation, with the Capri Sun, man. And this should vex your spirit. It puts us in a vulnerable position, being that this man controls the food, the resources. But ultimately we understand Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is in control of all things. And ultimately, this damn devil's, his evil works must be fulfilled. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, let's start here before I grab these articles. Let's grab this in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4. And let's start at verse 14, and it reads, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men." And we know that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he is the wicked. Okay? This man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The book of 2 Thessalonians goes into how his coming is after the working of Satan, man. Lord willing, we'll get that. And here it is. You got 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans trusted in this man and allowed him to climb up inside you with that Capri Sun. And now look at y'all now. There's people falling out by the day, man, from that Capri Sun. Because you trusted in your enemy, which the scriptures say never to do. Okay, this man, he doesn't do good. And now you people are finding that out. He doesn't do good. And now he's showing that he's a devil by pretty much forcing people that didn't want to take that Capri Sun to take it. By jamming up the food, man. Oh, and I forgot to mention, also in some information that the elder brought out in that lesson, there was a doctor, and she was running tests on blood, man, on the blood of the ones that got the Capri Sun, and she was doing tests on the blood of some that didn't take it. She did it was like a year-long test, a year-long experiment. And it came to a point where she started finding traces of that Capri Sun in the Capri Sun, man. and then they linked it to it being in the poultry, man, in the beef, in the chicken, in the vegetables, man. You see, this is why when you go to let me grab this real quick. The book of Ecclesiasticus. Let me just grab this real quick. We're going to come right back to Proverbs. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 7. And it reads, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, man." Now remember, he was pitching that Capri Sun like it was going out of style, man. Hey, it was for free. Hey, well, you can get free weed You can get burgers and fries. All you gotta do is lift up your sleeve. You see? Hey, he had a trick up his sleeve with all that. See, and those of us that are in the councils of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we can see right through this man, like a looking glass. It's you sottish 2/3 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that fell for his trap, man. Right? And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. Right? He doesn't do good, man. It's not in his nature to do good. He's wired to do evil. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness, man. And he's declaring it now. This is why, this man's passing all these unrighteous decrees. He's openly telling you you're going to own nothing and be happy. He's tampering with the food. Not for our good. This man saying that meat is the cause of global warming, man. Real meat. This man saying that rice is 10% of the reason why it is global warming. Lord willing, I got that article. Lord willing, we're going to get into that. This man's he's out of his mind. This nigga, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's lost his mind, man. And he's declaring his wickedness, man. His horns are showing. But there's still a lot of you blinded, okay, drunk off the juice that he's been dousing you in. You don't see it. Let's go back to Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, continuing on. Let's read that again from the top, right? In verse 14, the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, and verse 14, 144. Kala Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And it reads, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Right? You can't, stay clear of this, man. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. So this man doesn't sleep unless this man's doing some form of wickedness, man. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Why? Because this is how this man is wired. That red horse, right, spoken of in Revelations 6 and 4. Hey, he's built to take peace from the earth. This is what this man's built to do. So it's not a surprise, seeing these things in these latter days, what this man's doing. What it really shows is that we're at the end. We're at the end. This man's maxing out his wickedness. He's maxing it out. That's why we see all these transformers running around. There's laws protecting them. There's states in America where you can commit bestiality. Man, hey, this man's maxing out his wickedness. He's maxing it out. And ultimately, this man's going to try to destroy as many people as possible, man. That's what that whole Capri Sun was about. This is how they're able to make predictions like this. Check this out. This is from Natural News, right? It is dated April 18th, 2023. So this is from yesterday, fresh off the press. And I'm not going to be able to read into this article, but I will read the title and leave this in the description box for you, Akiyam and Akwaf. All right, and it goes into Salaki, and the title reads, Study commissioned by globalist group predicts rapid population decline before end of century. How do you think they're able to predict that, man? Hey, we already see the beginning stages of that Capri Sun. And those of you that are still moving around, hey, you're a ticking time bomb, man. And a lot of people got it. A lot of people got it, man. And now he's messing with the food in efforts to force it into the rest of the people that chose not to get it. And he also has that global warming agenda, okay, where he's literally saying that real meat, okay, rice, You know, you working out too much, you moving around too much. Hey, it's causing the global warming. Your carbon footprint, you know, is gonna be being tracked. In the fourth industrial revolution, this man's trying to push, have come into fruition. They're gonna be limiting people's movements, man. Controlling what you eat. Right? Ultimately, in efforts to bring this population down, man. Don't forget about the Georgia Guidestone. What was it? 500 million? Was that max in order to keep things balanced with nature? So they said. That's just them trying to play God. Hey, that's still on their mind, man. That's still on their mind. This is what this Capri Sun was all about. And this man, hey, he's on the move, man. This devil's on the move. But hey, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is on the move as well. Because ultimately, all this is going to do is usher in his end. You know, him maxing out his wickedness. His hurtful works must be fulfilled. You see? Let me get this one. Yeah, little one, I'm going to put that in the description box for you. Akem and Akwa. This is what we're going to read into, right? This is from Natural News as well. All right, and it's dated April 19th, 2023, so it's from today, and the title reads, Insane Climate Change Study. Right, and this is insane, okay? Insane climate change study claims that the one staple most of humanity lives on, which is rice, right, is somehow destroying the planet. You see what this man's saying? Some way, somehow, shape or form, rice, right, it's destroying the planet. Let's read into this. I told you, this man's losing his mind. And like the elder Yashawamba says, he must be stopped. This nigga gotta be stopped. Let's read into this a little bit. He's going to be too. Okay? Pursuing the 2 Thessalonians. We quoted it earlier. We're going to have to get that, Lord willing. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to take you devils out the way. Let's read into this real quick. Just when you thought so-called climate academics couldn't come up with a new cause for how humans are supposedly destroying the planet, a new study published by climate religion zealots is claiming that the production of rice, which literally feeds most of the planet, is destroying Mother Earth. And again, this is their way of controlling the population. You know? Because ultimately they're going to be what? Rationing food. They're gonna pretty much through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, a famine's gonna come by them rationing the food, man. You know, they control by them literally. That's why they're destroying. Y'all see it. Should I even say it? Y'all see it. You know, these food plants going up in smoke. Okay. Milk being just poured out, right? Cattle being blown up. Come on, man. It's right in your face, man. And the majority of you people don't see it. Y'all just going on with your life, going on with your day, going on with your week. Like nothing's happening. Where it should be an uproar for what's going on right now, man. And it just goes to show how stupid, you know, the masses of the people truly are, man. Stupid. Let's continue on. Rice is to blame for around 10% of global emissions of methane, a gas that over 2 decades traps about 80 times as much heat as carbon dioxide. Scientists say that if the world wants to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, rice cannot be ignored, says a tweet containing a video report from Agents France Press citing the study. No. And we want to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Evil E got to get moved out the way. Ultimately, that's what's going to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, man. Okay? Because as of your third industrial revolution, okay, what do we got going on? All right, we got these factories, which is creating chemical runoff. All right, not to mention the pollutants that they're pumping out into the environment. Are these other facilities, okay? All your airplanes and your automobiles, okay, your trains, all the chemicals that you devils pump into the atmosphere. You're the root cause of this greenhouse gas emissions issue, man. You damn elite, man. The rulers of this world. This is happening on your watch, man. And it shows that you're not eligible to rule. You know, everyone else and everything else is to blame for these greenhouse gas emissions. But ultimately, it's because of how you devils rule the planet Earth. You cut down all the trees. What's that? Deforestation. You know, animals are going extinct, which are a critical part of the ecosystem. You know, you devils are the root cause of why this is the case, why there's global warming. You know, and this is why, pursuing the Revelations 11 and 18, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to destroy those who destroy the earth, man, which are you devils. You're ruling the planet right now. Again, this is happening on your watch, man. See, this is happening under your watch. Let's get a little bit more. According to Summit News, the Food and Agriculture Organization notes that rice is one of the most important staple foods in the world. It is, right? Over 50% of the world population depends on rice for about 80% of its food requirements. About 95% of the global output of rice is produced and consumed in developing countries. You see? And they know that. You know? They know that. They know rice is a major non-perishable you can have on deck. You know? They know that. This is why they're going to target it. All right? This man has a depopulation agenda, man. You people got to find that off the highway. Rice, Asia's principal staple, is to blame for around 10% of global emissions of methane, a gas that over 2 decades traps about 80 times as much heat as carbon dioxide, AFP reported this week. Usually associated with cows. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. These devils are saying cows burping, okay? It's causing high levels of methane, which is causing global warming. These people are out of their mind, man. Let's continue on. Usually associated with cows burping, high levels of methane are also generated by bacteria that grow in flooded rice paddies and thrive if left over. Straw rots in the fields after harvest. The message from scientists is rice cannot be ignored in the battle to cut emissions. So there you go. Hey, they're gonna target the rice, man. They're gonna target the rice, which is 95% of the global output, man. You see? Salaki, it was 80%. Let me go back up real quick. Over 50% of the world population depends on rice for about 80% of its food requirements. There it is. There it goes. So 80% of food requirements is going to be out of there once they take rice out the picture. And they're targeting rice. They're targeting natural meat, okay? They want us eating bugs and cancer created meat. See? This is what this man's planning on doing, man. But ultimately, like we quoted, let's go get that 2 Thessalonians. He's going to be moved out the way. Let's go here. The book of 2 Thessalonians. And this should vex your spirit, man. It vexes mine. You know? I know it vexes you, you Akiyam and Akwath. You know, that are in this truth, of course. You know, but for those of you listening in the background, man, you know, for entertainment purposes, man, playing around. If you're not vexed by this, man, hey, you ain't right. Right? The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, right? In verse 7, and it reads, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way." Right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is that mystery of iniquity, man. Okay? When you go into that word iniquity, it goes into what? Yeah, sin on top of sin, but it also goes into wickedness, man. Let's go get it real quick.
Strong's G 458. Anamia.
Right? The condition without law, right? Because of ignorance of a contempt of law, right? Iniquity, right? Wickedness, man. You see? Wickedness. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is letting you perpetrate this wickedness, man. But what the scripture say? Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is coming to take you wicked devils out of the way, man. He's going to bring you down. Let's go here real quick. I'm going to come back. Let's go here real quick. The book of Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4, and it reads, whereas Edom, right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The book of Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4, and it reads, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, right? The Western Roman Empire fell, all right, around 300 AD, right? And these devils went into captivity, man. They hit the rock bottom, all right? They were in the pit, locked up, chained and shackled, man. Their mouths were shut up for 1,000 years where they could not deceive the nations. All right, they were mainly out there in Europe. All right, through. You see? And then around, what, mid-1300s, late 1300s, roughly. All right, after the, Byzantine Empire, they call it the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, the time of the Moors. These devils came back out of the pit, man, to deceive the nations for a little season. They only had a little season. And we're in that little season. Okay? We're in that little season. We're at the end of it. See? These devils built up this concrete jungle. All right? And now they think they can't be moved out of the way. They've done all manners of wickedness, killed on the Israelites, right? The blood of the saints soaks this land. They've yet to be held responsible, all right, for the destruction of the planet Earth, the extinction of animals, all right, the pollutant of the air and the water. They've yet to take responsibility for that, man. They've yet to be visited for that, for those things. But their time is coming. Let's continue on. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. See that? The Lord of armies, man. They shall build, but I will throw down. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is coming to throw you down, devil. Okay? Yahweh Shai is coming. Okay? Pursuing the Isaiah, the 47th chapter. And he's not going to meet you as a man. He's not going to meet you as a man, man. He's going to come roaring out of Zion. And he's going to open up on you damn demons, man. all right, in the form of those missiles hitting this place, and in the form of those chariots zapping. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to turn this place inside out. Other places are going to get hit as well, but Babylon the Great is going to be that lake of fire, man. That's going to be that lake of fire. Let's read this again. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. That word indignation goes into righteous anger. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai hates you niggas, man. He hates you niggas, man. See? And you are coined the border of wickedness. Because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked. You see, he's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Let's go back to that 2 Thessalonians. In the 2nd chapter, let's continue on. Let's continue on. The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, and it reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is who? The prophets, man, his mouthpiece. And you devils are being destroyed by this word. All right, this word coming out is the worst thing that ever happened to you devils, man. And just like it says in Jeremiah, let me go get this real quick, Salakia. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 14, and it reads, wherefore, thus saith the Lord power of hosts. See that? See the energy that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is coming in? He's coming in the power of his armies, man. Because ye speak this word, what word? These scriptures. Behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. And you damn devils are being devoured right about now. This is why you're doing everything in your power to shut this ministry down, man. And to shut this word out and to cancel the Bible. But it's not going to work. Hey, Amos 8 and 11 is going to come into fruition. You see, there is going to be a famine of the word, but it's not going to be on your time. It's going to be on Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's time, man. The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8 from the top, and it reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed, right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right? The devil that the Bible speaks of, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, right? You devils been found out to be liars. You devils been found out to not be the chosen. You devils done been found out to have covered the faces of the judges thereof. See, you devils done been found out you're not the people over there in Israel. You devils done been found out that your so-called affliction that you went through and by so-called Hitler, hey, you looking like a liar right about now, right? And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. Man, them missiles are going to open this place up. And them chariots hitting this place with that concentrated heat is going to be the checkmate. See? That's going to be the checkmate. Right? Let's continue on. And Salakia, even him, and here's the point, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. See? So it's not a surprise to see what's happening on the planet Earth right about now, man. The rulers come after the working of Satan. This is who they worship. This is who their God is. See? And they're playing it out real time. But the masses of you people can't see it until it's too late. Okay? It's going to be too late for you when you realize it. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Right? They're the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. They're working his work. See? But hey, there's a snare here. Because ultimately, Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, is working for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. What's that mean? You damn devils are in the trick bag, man. That's what that means. With all power and signs and lying wonders, man. And that's all these devils have pushed. Lies, man. Lies on top of lies, on top of lies, more lies, on top of more lies. This is why we need Yahweh Bashim Yahushai ASAP. And he's coming. You know, he's coming. Without a doubt, he's coming. He's definitely going to work. He's definitely going to work. And you devils, man, starting with you elite. Hey, you have a visitation, man. You have a visitation. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, it's written in Sirach that he's coming to, he's going to visit those that oppress the people, man. There ain't no way around it. He's coming. Let me get this real quick. I believe that's, let them know thee as we have known thee. Let's close out here. You're not going to get away with all this wickedness you're doing. The book of Ecclesiastes is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 7, and it reads, verse 10 is the point. Raise up indignation, right? Righteous anger, right? And pour out wrath. Take away the adversary, right? Which is first and foremost Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen. And on this side, 2/3 of Jake, right? And destroy the enemy, right? Sake the time short, right? Shorten the days, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which he promised he was going to do for the elect's sake. If he doesn't, what? No flesh will be saved. And we already see the time shortening, man. Time is flying, man. And it's not a figment of our imagination. Because there's an article out there. There's a few articles out there going into how these devils actually recorded the earth rotate the fastest it's ever rotated since they recorded it, man. I believe it was late last year they recorded that. See? So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is making good on his word, man. Let's continue on. Sake the time short. Remember the covenant. Who did the Lord make a covenant with? He only made a covenant with the children of Israel, man. Exodus, the 24th chapter. Let's continue on. And let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, man. And let them perish that oppress the people. And who's oppressing the people right about now? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, man. You elite. You international banking families, man. You're oppressing the people right about now, man. But there's a visitation coming. Smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen. See? Smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen. So all you rulers are going to be visited, man. All you heathen rulers, man. Starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, being that he is the head heathen. Right? Smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. But what you devils are going to find out, that it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that reigneth, man. And all this wickedness you're pushing, it's coming to an end. You know? So, we just got to endure, a little while longer, Akiyam and Akwaf. Again, I know it's extremely vexing. This is extremely vexing. To come to the understand that this man's playing with the food and he's pretty much force-feeding you that Capri Sun, man. And it's making it pretty much impossible to avoid it. And this is why Scripture says, and the beloved elder Yashawamba, he quoted as well. The Scripture goes into how, we will eat poison and live, man. We have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. And it's one thing we can rest assured. Man, in fact, let me close out with this to bring some comfort to that. Because, hey, I need that. Let me get this. Let me close out here. The book of Psalms, chapter 41. Is it 41? Salakia, I think it's 14. Forgive me. Is it 14 and 41? No, you know what, Salakia? It's Isaiah 41 and 14. Khan. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Let me close up with this, because we need this right about now, because, hey, we're literally helpless, man, without Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Let me start at verse 13. The book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 13, it reads, "For I, the Lord thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee." See, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is telling us to fear not. Fear not. He's going to help us, man. Let's continue on. And we know Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is a man of his word, right? Fear not thy worm, Jacob. And we're likened unto a worm, helpless, man. No power in our hands. Only power we have is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, who's controlling all things. He controls the destinies of men. So we have power, in a way, we have power in our hands spiritually. But we don't have any power in our hands, carnally, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that's why a stand is going to be lifted, man. That divine intervention is going to occur when this man comes down on us, man. And even with us being able to survive now, hey, this is divine intervention, man. Us being preserved, from this contaminated air and this contaminated food, water. We're taking showers and contaminated bath. Man, this is crazy. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Hey, he's working. He's working the work. Fear not thy worm, Jacob, and ye men of Israel. See? Us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And speckled birds that may look like the other nations, but your spirit bears witness with the spirit that you're a child of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The Lord saying, fear not. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I just wanted to close out with that comfort in scripture, because we need it right about now. We need Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai right about now, man. Because this animal of a man, he will not and he's not going to stop. Again, he's going to max out his wickedness. Because again, scripture says their hurtful works must be fulfilled, man. But the beautiful thing about it is that this thing, there's an end game for this damn demon. There's an end game for him. Abba Ratazah, we get to see it and rejoice in it, man. All praise, honor, and glory. 144, Salakia. 144, Kal Halam Yamla. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halaliam La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom.